We're here today to tell you all about the features and functionality of ExtremeCloud IQ. It's our industry's leading end-to-end cloud networking solution that we've brought to market. And today, to tell us all about it, is Luke Boicos, our account executive here in Australia and New Zealand. And take it away, Luke.
Thank you so much, Linda. Do appreciate it. So just first of all, before we get into the juicy details, a bit of housekeeping. This is a disclaimer. Some features and functionalities are of future releases, and this is just company policy to let all know this. So we have a vision, as one might say, and the vision is to be the leader in cloud-driven enterprise networking. And how long is this going to take us to achieve this vision, you ask? By 2023, we will be there. And as the preceding slides will actually show, is that we've made quite a lot of progress on this remarkable journey of ours. But before we get into this, let's have a look at some of the trends here. And you see it on the slide in front of you. Yes, a lot of businesses are moving to the cloud. Yes, there's a heap more data being generated. Yes, IoT explosions are real. And certainly there's a lot of money being spent on digital transformation. Now, digital transformation comes in a number of guises, but one of those is certainly the cloud. And why, I hear you ask, are businesses moving to the cloud? Well, there's a bunch of different reasons why they are moving, and you can see 6 of those on the screen in front of you. Service. Improved service is certainly capable within the cloud. Security, scalability. Scalability in particular is an awesome feature set of the cloud. Speed, continuous delivery, cloud speed, you'll hear me say. I'll talk a little bit more about that in the slides to come. But there has been one other feature or facet of our current day, which is taking us to the cloud even quicker. Can anyone guess? Yes, this spinny little thing here, COVID-19, has been forcing digital transformation and has moved more businesses to the cloud in the last few months than I have ever seen. So those that have worked with Extreme are probably familiar with these 3, as we call them, solution pillars. Our edge capabilities, be them wireless or edge switching, our campus, or more in particular, our campus fabric technology, or our expertise in the data center space, delivering solutions to the biggest of ISPs and DCs in this country. Now, what we have now is a wrapper which sits over the top of all of these solution pillars, and a wrapper which is once again highly flexible and quite unique in the fact that we have the capacity to deliver public, private, or on-prem solutions. What is also unique to us is the fact that we have licensed transportability over the whole of our feature set or portfolio pillars, as you see below. Now, beyond this, you might be familiar with some of our capabilities in the application or the software space: security, automation, analytics. Let's take a look at that for a little bit of more of a deep dive, shall we say. For the last 7 years, we have been the NFL provider's solution of choice for network analytics. Now, we drive traffic into our analytic collectors to deliver features, use cases, client experience detail for the last 7 odd years, even including the Super Bowl. Now, I see you look at this as well, and you look at the icon on the right-hand side, so the open ecosystem. I think this is important to delve into. Now, being an open ecosystem means that we can work with best-of-breed solutions. I hear many customers questioning, can I work with Extreme? I have a Cisco core, or I have a Juniper Edge. Will your system be interoperable? And the answer is an underlined yes, we certainly can. We like to be able to work with all best-of-breed solutions to deliver a fully functional solution which is best in class. Now, best in class means that you may have existing investments and we don't want to lock you in as a vendor. So we like to give you capabilities to, once again, come on the journey, advance with us at any time you choose. Now, underpinning all of what you see here in front of you is the fact that we deliver our solutions on a 4th generation cloud now, including capabilities which are machine learning infused and artificial intelligence infused. Now, this is all backed by our award-winning service and support team, which is 24/7, 365, follow the sun model for a best customer experience. Now, yourselves as customers or considered customers, you'll be familiar with this little quadrant that we see on the left-hand side of the screen. This is the Gartner Magic Quadrant. We are very proud of the fact that we have found ourselves the who's who of the zoo in the LAN and wireless LAN space. And in the leaders quadrant you see in front of you, there are only 3 players there: Cisco, HP, and Extreme Networks. Of note is the fact that we have been in this quadrant for the last 2 years for LAN and wireless LAN. Of further note is the fact that this was released before our strategic acquisition of Aerohive, which gives us the cloud capabilities and capacity that we are discussing in more detail in this presentation. So I really do believe, and I strongly believe this, that we will find ourselves moving up this quadrant and probably find ourselves alongside HP or Cisco, or actually in front of them, as I am very confident that our capabilities are actually beyond those 2 vendors. So without further ado, let's have a little bit more of a closer look into the cloud landscape, if you will. There are those on the left-hand side that are born in the cloud, and there are those on the right-hand side who aspire to be in the cloud. And you might be asking yourself what the difference is. Well, the difference is that those that aspire to be the cloud have technology, be there access points, switching, all sorts of solutions in which they are now going, hey, we want to be in the cloud, so now we're going to put a cloud wrapper over the top of those, for want of better words. And that is quite cumbersome to deliver. And it doesn't deliver the best, I suppose, experience is the way to actually explain it. So it's more cumbersome in terms of development, and it is harder to actually progress when you aspire to be in the cloud rather than being born and developed with a cloud focus from the get-go. So if we have a little closer look at that, the born in cloud competition for us, shall we say, is the likes of Mist or Meraki. Now, I have to be honest that Extreme wasn't actually born in the cloud, but Aerohive, which we strategically acquired around a year ago, was born in the cloud. They're actually one of the first wireless cloud providers to the market. So we have taken on all of that heritage, which has enabled us to, as I discussed before, leapfrog our other competing vendors. So once again, if we're to take a little closer look at things, you actually see in the marketplace a number of generations being described in terms of where companies find themselves in terms of their cloud capabilities. So on the left-hand side here, you see that the HPs, the Ciscos, your Ruckuses, your Aristas find themselves in the 1st/2nd generation space. And this means that they're a little bit more, I suppose, immature when considered against the 3rd or, dare I say it, 4th generation. So up until recent times, Extreme were actually a 3rd generation solution provider along Juniper, which was acquired, which has recently acquired Mist. Now, as of now, I am extremely proud to present the fact that we have found ourselves as a 4th generation solution provider. What does that mean, you ask? It means a couple of things. 11.9's data durability. So this means that our cloud is always on. Containerized microservices. What the hell are these, Luke? Well, containerized microservices mean that our cloud is actually segmented in unique fragments, if you will, or containers. And this enables us to actually develop each aspect individually without affecting our cloud as a whole. What does this mean for you as a customer? This means that we are able to deliver features and functionalities at, pardon the words to use, the verbiage, cloud speed. And we see this cloud speed by releasing updates to our customers on a monthly cadence at the moment. We're looking to deliver this on fortnightly, and we'll be down to weekly soon as well. That is true cloud speed. What is also unique to us is the dynamic licensing capability, which means that our licenses are transportable, be it an access point or a switch. They're the same costs. It is really easy to consume and very, very flexible when compared to our peers. Speaking more to the peers, this is not a vendor bashing solution session by any means. This is just the facts and the figures, and you as a customer can make your own mind up as to our capabilities. But on the left-hand side there, you see a bunch of features And you'll see in red what I would call the silver bullets. The silver bullets are where Extreme really stands out from the crowd in terms of our capabilities when considered against other vendors on this particular slide. So thanks for the slideware, Luke. How about we kick into a product demo so I can see this cloud that you talk about. Okay, so at the moment, I'm just going to toggle over to my education demo at the moment here, and I'll talk to you about how easy it is to move at cloud speed. Often I hear feedback from our customers that things are too cumbersome, they're too slow, it's too hard to work, too hard to deploy, too hard to service, too hard to maintain, it's not always on. So all of those are actually addressed with the cloud. And the first and foremost is onboarding devices. It is as easy as next, next, next. GUI based, GUI driven, and very, once again, easy to actually manage. On the screen in front of you, you see that we have vendor support for not only Extreme or Airhive products, we also do support Dell, and these are also our switching products and wireless products as well. So we've done quite a lot of work in the last year, and once again, as we deep dive a little closer into this, you'll see some of what we've actually achieved. So once you've onboarded a device, it'll be present in the screen such as this, and you'll see, once again, traffic light based status to the fact that it's actually onboarded or seen by the cloud. And at that stage, all you actually have to do is configure a policy and apply that policy to the product. It is literally as easy as that. A fun fact, I'm not overly technical, I obviously know a little bit about what I talk about, but I was actually able to configure and deploy an access point in my home environment in literally 5 minutes. Now, I would never have been able to achieve that with previous generation technology. So once again, if I was to deep dive a little further into this, you see a raft of devices which are adopted by the cloud. There's some access points, and the keen eyes amongst you will notice there's some Extreme switches here. Now, at this point here, I can deep dive into each of these devices. So let's have a closer look at an X440 Generation 2 switch from Extreme. So as I click on this device, I see a picture of what this looks like. I can assign it a location, and I see some critical information about this particular switch. I can see that there's even a critical alarm right now. I can see the port capacity, what's power is actually being consumed by these ports. I can see some critical information about this device, and I can also actually see history over the last 24 hours in terms of data usage of this particular switch. Now, the data horizon, as they actually call it, is actually a unique facet of our cloud. We have the ability for all of our new customers to have unlimited data horizons. That means that you can compare the performance of this switch based on today, based on yesterday, last week, or from the time that you initiated using ExtremeCloud IQ. That is particularly unique in the marketplace, and we're the only vendor that actually offers this capability. So that there gave you a bit of a snapshot at a switch. If I was to have a little closer look, I could deep dive into access points, and I could get some further details around these particular devices, and I could get information which might be quite salient to my business. Now, we are using machine learning and artificial intelligence, and if I was to deep dive a little closer into the aspects around these features, I can get details around scorecards, the location of my devices, I can get topology views, I can look at client capabilities, I can look at client performance. I get some really rich information available to me so that I can better fault find and better manage my environment. It is highly functional and very much GUI driven and easy to actually use. So that's just a bit of a snapshot into that, but I hear customers from time to time going, how mature is your cloud, Luke? How long has it been up? I don't want to be on the bleeding edge. And the answer to the question is, it's been around for quite some time. Now, fun fact is, only a few weeks ago, we ticked over 1 million active clients. As you can see in front of me, we actually have 1.2 million active clients right now. Each and every dot here represents clients all the way around the world. So the answer to the question is, you're certainly not going to be pioneering to come on a journey with us. You will be supported by the 4th generation industry leading technology, and it is proven. Some further details can be seen in front of you here in terms of the cloud, its availability, clients, etc., etc. I mentioned before the ISO 27001 certification. Here is a copy of such certificate. Of note is the fact that our ISO 27001 status is actually for not only the clouds in which we reside, it is for the software or the application itself. That is unique once again. Other vendors do tout their certification in this space, but is only for the clouds in which they reside, not for the software that they actually run. Of note also is we are GDPR compliant, which means we are certified to handle money and transactions as well. And I do hear this question quite often is my data safe? Is my customer data safe? Absolutely it is. No user data actually enters the cloud. It is only information which is actually used to better understand the clients and technology. And once again, it is actually secure in that regard as well. So I'll toggle back out of the presentation at that point, or the demo aspect, and head back to the Prezzo. Okay, can we see that? No worries. So let's have a little bit of a glimpse into the future, shall we? What's coming up for Extreme? So there's plenty of things coming up. And as I mentioned before, it's been awesome to actually see on a monthly basis all of the updates which come on to our cloud. You can subscribe to our blog and you can see those. You can see an overview in that blog, and you can also see video snapshots around what our customers are actually experiencing and how that cloud is growing and learning and advancing at such speed. Now, what we're actually discussing here at the moment is a few things which are, once again, forward-looking. Now, because we're gathering all of this data, this machine learning, and using artificial intelligence to dissect this data, it's commonly referred to as actually big data. Now, with big data, when we get all this information from 1.2 million odd clients, we have the ability to understand trends, use algorithms to better learn what is actually happening and to potentially mitigate problems. So a few use cases. You are probably familiar with typing out issues and sending it to maybe a technical assistance center and trying to get as much detail as you possibly can, and how onerous that might be and how cumbersome that process is. Well, how awesome would it be if you could actually just literally drag and drop a device which is providing problems and communicate with a member of GTAC in a live chat window? This is coming as part of our technology. How awesome, once again, if we could leverage the proactivity of the cloud and actually determine algorithms or devices which are going outside of normal parameters, deeming this as problematic, and potentially automating a new product that would actually arrive, shipped, ready to configure and ready to plug and play at your doorstep. This is all coming as well. So as you can see, what we're moving away from here is very much that reactive type nature to that proactive, always on, always available. It's going to be awesome. So in summary, why choose Extreme? Well, once again, those that know our heritage as a full end-to-end solution provider, everything from the edge to the DC, including SD-WAN capabilities. Cloud choice, do it how you want to do it. Public, private, on-prem, cloud, licenses across the lot, and that portability, which is unique for us. We are extremely cost competitive when compared to our peers, typically 30% over other vendors. There is a freemium, no subscription option available. That subscription option is important to note that at the end of a subscription, unlike others, we don't turn into a brick. Your solution will still work, and it is very, very easy to work with, easy to procure, easy to consume. It is a very, very flexible platform. And as a result, it's trusted by the world and Australia's largest companies. As you can see there, this is basically the who's who of the APAC and international marketplace. And look, I'm wearing a top at the moment. It says customer-driven networking. I very much believed in that as a tagline, but now we're asking you as a customer or potential customer to advance with us. And if you want to advance with us, just call people like myself or your sales executive or your system engineer, and we'll be happy to take you from a deeper dive into this technology because we're really proud of it. Thanks so much for tuning in. Cheers.
Thanks, Luke. It's really exciting times as more and more businesses move into the world of cloud networking, and really exciting to see that Extreme Networks has a great offer in ExtremeCloud IQ. So as Luke said there, reach out to us, your account executive, or if you want to know more information, go along to au.extremenetworks.com and you'll hear and see more customers who are adopting and using our technology, and read more about our technology, and just let us know. We'd love to talk to you. Thanks again, Luke. That was really great.
No worries.